See, this is what you listen. In one breath, you can't say that women desire that which they can't have, that which they don't have, right? And right now, hold on, let me finish. Right now, relationships are a thing that people are starving for, right? Because it's so much superficial things, it's so much things that are not connected. So eventually, that is going to play out, and people are going to long to be connected again, long to have relationship. And that's why I say in 20 years it's going to reverse. We're talking about 20 years. We're talking about in the future, though.
Israel, but you
not right now.
Israel, for you to be together with someone, even if it's your brother, you need social skills. Social skills are developed day by day, being with people every single day, every single time. If you want to, like, you can want that woman is the woman of your life. You really want to be with her. If you don't have the social skills, you guys are not going to last.
20 years from now, what are our kids doing? What are our friends? What's going to be the norm for them? What are they being conditioned for now? Right now.
Social media, computers, technology.
Is marriage as important to do y'all think that marriage to our kids is going to be as important 20 years from now?
No.
So that right. And then when they look online, being a quote unquote bad bitch, you know what I'm saying? They worship Lori Harvey.
I think 20 years from now, to answer your question, Sean, I think 20 years from now, it actually will be important to our kids. I think it will. No, because things are cyclical. Things are cyclical, right? So it's going to come back. Right. It's going to correct itself. It's going to correct
itself. It gets bad, and then it reverts back to.
My kids are 4 and 5. It might
20 years is going to be better.
I was going to say
it's over 18 is not done.
And determine the cycle.
Right.
Years from now, the cycle will come around.
But we're seeing some of the baddies being married to, like, like the Cardi B's. They're married and stuff. So that's quite strange that they're married.
That's why I said you never know what can happen. That's why he's saying in 20 years you don't know the path of
outliers.
You don't know
those are outliers.
Those are outliers, but let's just talk about journeys. As a woman, even if you're promiscuous or traditional, you have options as you proceed in life. You meet different people. They can teach you something, or they can take something away from you. Like, they'll make you better or make you more fucked up. So depending on who they run into could change their way or pick them out of the situation, or it might work for them. They've been hoeing and they got a man that's taking care of them and they live in a lavish life. Like, it could be anything. So you don't know.
Even if
in 20 years.
And I don't know just specific, right? Anybody on here, right? Did anybody on here start having sex before they were 14?
No.
Right. I started we got one person, right? I started at 14. They're starting at 11. They're starting very young. But I'm telling you, things are hyper sexualized now. They have more access to more people and more things, more things to bring those thoughts into their heads. We had our innocence longer than them. So what we have to understand is that human development is being sped up now, based upon this being an interconnected community and there being so many things that they can be exposed to. We were relegated to the people that we came in contact with in our neighborhood, in our high school. With the flick of their thumbs, they have access to totally different things that we didn't have access to. And so things are sped up. I work with the community. I work with community programs. I deal with this all the time. At 11 years old, they're doing things.
Yeah, I heard.
But the issue is so technology, as technology advances, people start to separate and people start to become less interconnected. So as technology starts to advance, as people start to get more technologically advanced, things are going to go back to the more traditional viewpoints and the more traditional mindset. Yes, right now it is that way, but 20 years going forward, think about this right now, right? This movement that the alphabet people, as you call them, I won't even go there, but the people that Trigger Mike so intimately has a name for, right? That was not a thing like it is 20 years ago. That wasn't even a thing 20 years ago. Now, if you say a word about it, you are being canceled in the public opinion, and you might as well be hung on the gallows. So what I'm saying to you is that's how fast things change so rapidly. And so because things are so highly hypersexual right now, in 20 years from now, they won't be the same way. I think marriage will absolutely be on the market.
I think there's a bad example because even if it's a trend to get married, people are getting used to be alone on these computers and not mingling with each other. People get annoyed when other people are next to them. So we had the luck to have no phone, go to the streets and play with our friends and all that. These kids didn't have nothing of that. They were raised with PlayStations. They were raised with Game Boys. What do you think it will happen in 20? They will be. You see what's happening, for example, in Japan? Men want women. They kind of want them, but they are so. They were so they are so in tune with their machines and being alone and all that. That even if they want to be alone, they will not stand together 5 years, 10 years, 50 years, 20 years, because people, unfortunately, are annoyed that, like, men and women, even if they like each other, they are annoyed at each other. You breathe to the left, and now I'm annoyed at you.
Yeah,
that's how it is now.
I'm just so thankful
20
that
years from now,
It's
20 years from now, it's going to course correct, because what's going to happen is, listen, what's going to happen is the lack of relationships, the lack of camaraderie is going to force people to learn how to start to get along, going to force people to learn how to, and they're going to long for it. See, this is what you, listen, in one breath, you can't say that women desire that which they can't have, that which they don't have, right? And right now, hold on, let me finish. Right now, relationships are a thing that people are starving for, right? Because it's so much superficial things. It's so much things that are not connected. So eventually that is going to play out, and people are going to long to be connected again, long to have relationship. And that's why I say in 20 years it's going to reverse. We're talking about 20 years. We're talking about in the future, though.
Israel, but you
not right now.
Israel, for you to be together with someone, even if he's your brother, you need social skills. Social skills are developed day by day, being with people every single day, every single time. If you want to, like, you can want that woman. That woman is the woman of your life. You really want to be with her. If you don't have the social skills, you guys are not going to last.
You're going to develop the social skills out of necessity, though, Fatty. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Just the same way, listen. See, this is the funny thing. This is the funny thing about it, right? Okay. What we don't realize is the reason why Black people in America have got so far is because of where they came from, because they didn't have, right? So in the very beginning, Black people didn't know how to read English. So what they did was they did everything they could in a little bit of time to learn how to read. And then them learning how to read, plus the skill labor positions that they had, elevated them forward, right? And they kept progressing forward. So what happens is, when you don't have something, as human beings, you are underestimating the human will. And what the human will does is, the human will compensates for what it doesn't have, and it seeks to get that. And so what I'm telling you is, the fact that people are so far away from each other right now, eventually they will come back. In 20 years, I bet you any amount of money, people will start getting married again. I bet you.
Just say something
All I know is I need y'all to get off of these YouTube streets and get out in the world, so y'all can teach the people around y'all to be social before it gets worse, because people look up to us, people watch us, and all this other shit, right?
I'm just gonna overtalk you.
Are we outside? Are we the people that we are the ones that people are looking up to and wanting to be like, or whatever? Are we outside?
Yes.
No,
we need to be outside instead of just being on YouTube all the goddamn time. So I hope that y'all, Sean is outside right now. I hope that y'all are actually outside in the world doing shit and not just on fucking YouTube all the time. Because if so, y'all are part of the damn problem while other people ain't outside.
Okay, can I just say this? I'm just listening to what Fatty said and listening to what Israel said. I'm actually going to change my whole opinion now. Yeah, what Fatty said is exactly 100% correct. You know why? Because we do not have the same social skills. Like, our kids went through a pandemic on top of it, social distancing. It's still the world. I haven't finished. The world still hasn't adjusted from that. We've now got used to doing. People, all of you, people stop saying being on YouTube all day. You lot are all on YouTube all day. That's where your careers are. Let's just stop it. Stop. You lot have all got YouTube careers. So y'all are all on YouTube all day too.
Not me.
Number two, if the world was going the correct way, that is going to revert back to type. It's not, because they've now created the metaverse. The metaverse is where we can have our own with the goggles on. Yeah, we're not. It's not going back to being. We was shown that when we was put together, forced in a pandemic, divorce rates went sky high. UK, America,
domestic violence.
So if the world was that good and we was going to revert back to type, they wouldn't be building.
We're talking about 20
technology.
So that means it don't work and it won't get that bad if that's the case.
We're talking about 20 years from now. 20
It's
years.
gonna get worse.
I will say the best we're
I
gonna
don't think
do.
it will get worse.
The best we're gonna do is a
gonna get
hybrid
worse.
version. It's a hybrid version of children that are seriously technologically advanced and that
But
know how to
socially it is.
use the metaverse, because literally that's where money's going to be made, and it's not just going to be a recreational tool.
Yep.
That's where money's going to be made, bro. So yes, you are going to have to learn to detach, to willfully detach from it, you know, for sustenance and food and all that. They say people can actually go without a day without eating, you know, they get so lost in that stuff. But but our kids, the best we can hope for is that our kids are a hybrid version, and they're just not stuck on that. But we're never going back to that jump rope, double dutch outside type shit. We're never.
Never.
No, but not that, but marriage though.
We made sure to do outside shit.
Marriage.
Me and my kids, we do outside shit. Like you got to make sure your kids are outside doing things, regardless of how old they are or whatever.
Even in the Matrix, people listen. Even in the Matrix, people were married.
Do you know why I've given up? Do you know why I've given up on
kids
that?
are grown, Mr. Let Go.
Do you know why I've given up on that? Let go, because there's actually monetary benefit from them being on the computer, and once somebody realizes they can make money there, it's a wrap.